Festive road safety activations have started in full steam here in Northwest. We have seen quite a multidisciplinary stakeholder, intervention from police to, traffic officials and some of representatives from the South African National Defence Force, seeing them here out in their numbers to ensure that, all those road users who are making their way for festivities are actually doing that with full abidance with the laws. We have also noticed that they've identified some significant, important routes such as this one. You remember that this route is one of those routes that leads to the borders, leading into, the Trans-Kalahari corridor and into Botswana. It's a major trucking route and artery. But to have, a clear perspective about this activation, I'm going to step out a shot to allow you that opportunity there to just see that activation there. I spoke to you about a multidisciplinary formation there. You see the different stakeholders ensuring that those who are actually making their way to their various destinations are doing though with the proper road safety adherences, and they're ensuring that sobriety is actually prioritized. You'll remember that they've also brought in some technological advancements which will ensure that people who are actually suspected of being intoxicated in any way are actually dealt with. We have also seen, some of those who are transgressors also be ticketed for their major transgressions, and this is to ensure that, no one is left to actually take advantage this festive season, and priority is safety. But to have a better understanding of this activation, we're going to be speaking to the HOD of the Department of Public Safety. Ntate Hansikana, thank you so much for making time for us today. We see the, ladies, gentlemen in brown and blue, and some in camouflage are out in full action. Let's talk about the details of this activation.
No, thank you very much, SABC and all other media platforms. Today we are here as part of the Twin Salary program led by Honorable Premier Lazim Khosi. This is a government accelerated service delivery program, but of crucial importance today is that MEC Wessels Murweng is launching the second leg of the Safer Festive campaign, which is a campaign, an integrated campaign, law enforcement campaign, led by the Department of Community Safety and Transport Management under MEC Murweng. As you can see here, we've got our men and women in blue from South African Police Service. We've got our law enforcement traffic officers. We've got the CPFs that is here. We've got the BMA, Border Management Authority. We've got SARS. We've got Home Affairs and all other stakeholders. The South African National Defence Force behind us there as well, to make sure that we sensitize people around safety. As you know, this time of the year, there's a lot of traveling. People are going home, they're going to have their festivities. But we want to urge all road users, whether you are walking, driving, or you are in as a passenger, please adhere to the rules of the road. We want to avoid carnages on our roads when we want to bring down levels of fatalities. So this campaign is geared just to remind our people that law enforcement and campaigns such as this should be a 365 days for all of us. But today is a special one as we get into the festivities, and we hope our people will take heed of this campaign.
And we understand that you've brought in significant innovations to complement, the human resources here. Let's talk about the on-site sobriety test that you've actually brought into the site.
No, this one is a special one indeed, and thanks to South African breweries, they brought us a mobile alcohol testing center, which allows us as a department to do on-site testing immediately. If we suspect that a driver might have had one or two more, we take you into that truck. That truck gives instant results. And we have taken it through the normal legal processes. We have even been to court to make sure that the legislative prescripts that protect us in relation to the usage of this truck are law-abiding, and I can assure you that this truck is going to help us a lot. So the Premier and the MEC will be launching this alcohol testing center. It's a mobile device. We've got one now in the Northwest, and SAB, we are looking forward to getting each district have one of this, because it helps us a lot with time lag. We're no longer drawing blood, taking to the lab and waiting for a longer period. On the spot, it gives you the result. We print your receipt, you sign for it, we take our receipt, we put it in the file, we take you to court. So that is innovation from SAB, South African Breweries, and we thank them for that innovation.
The location of this activation is quite significant, considering that this is a major artery leading into the Trans-Kalahari corridor. But this artery has seen a significant significant blow with the backlog of trucks that we see in all the major borders going into Botswana. How are we working as the South African authorities to ensure that we better facilitate the transport flows over there to avoid, any unnecessary eventualities that may have fatalities involved?
No, indeed, we have seen kilometers on kilometers of trucks. The challenge here has always been issuing of permits. From our side, we are advising trucking companies to make sure that they've got their papers in order before they proceed to the border, so that it avoids the type of queues that you see there. But also from on our side as the South African provincial government, in this regard, on the South African border side, we are trying by all means to fast-track the processes, and we are also working together with our counterparts in Gaborone in Botswana to make sure that they also move with a little bit of speed from their side. And you are correct, this road has now been one of those roads with high traffic of trucks, but we've got a plan between ourselves and the government of Botswana in terms of managing traffic and making sure that we speed up movement of trucks in and outside of Botswana.
Thank you so much for your time, HOD. There you have it, news coming there from the HOD that there will be continued engagements with various stakeholders from their counterparts in Botswana, considering the challenges that have been experienced with the backlog of trucks. This actually shows to the amount of work that road safety authorities in the province would have to put in, not only dealing with holiday makers, but dealing with the congestion caused by trucks and the congestion caused by the permitting issues in the borders.